What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of A Critical Thought. And on this episode, we're going to be looking at racism and a particular video that's been circulating around the net. It's a guy that appears to be urinating on a book and laptop, but there's a twist to the story. The white guy that's urinating allegedly broke into a black guy's dorm room and started urinating all over his books and laptops. So let's have a look at the video and talk about it.
Why are you peeing, bro, in my room?
Huh?
Why are you peeing in my room, bro?
Waiting for someone.
Huh?
Oi.
What, bro?
Waiting for someone.
People are calling this racism, that it's a racial act, barbaric. It certainly does look barbaric, and I can see how it can be deemed as racism because the perpetrator is white and the victim is black. However, this channel is called A Critical Thought for a reason. First of all, when you look at it at first glance, you gotta ask yourself, is it really racism? At first glance, I see a guy drunk out of his mind and coming into a random space and peeing, right? He seems like he doesn't know where he is. It seems like he's not aware of what he's doing. It seems like he's just drunk out of his mind. But the question is it racism? We could look at it that way. However, let's look at it from a different perspective. A lot of the times in college and university, there tends to be frat parties, dorm room parties, residential parties that go on where the students get drunk out of their minds, so drunk that they are incapacitated, disorientated. Basically, all their inhibitions have left the room. And in these settings, the worst thing can happen. From people being sexually assaulted to fights to theft to whatever. So basically, when people get drunk, nothing good tends to come out of it. There's another video that we're gonna play that is similar to this, but it's not of a guy peeing, rather a guy walking into a random house that he's never been into and falling asleep in someone's bed. However, this guy, when he wakes up, he doesn't know that he's not in his bed. He doesn't know that he's in a different location, that he's all disorientated. He thinks that he's at home, but when he's told that, yo, you're not in the right space, then he wakes up. Then he realizes, oh man, I've made a huge mistake. So let's have a look at this video real quick.
You know who I am? You know where you are?
Apparently you're sugar or some shit.
No, dude, you're in the completely wrong house. You've never seen me before in your life. I've never seen you
I
before.
really just want to go to sleep, so...
You're literally in my bed right now.
You know my brother, so like, God...
What's your brother's name?
Coin my...
I've never heard that name before in my entire life.
That's alright.
Well, it's not, because you're literally in my bed right now.
What are you fucking talking about?
No.
I'm so paying taxes for this bed.
He thinks he pays taxes for the bed. Man, I literally own this house. You're in the wrong house, dude.
I don't think so.
This is amazing. Oh my god. Alright. No, man, you gotta go.
Are you really serious?
You're in the wrong house. Here, get up, get up. Let's go for a walk. Have you been in this house before?
Yeah, I used to live in this house.
Do you live in this house now, though?
Oh man. This is so weird. Oh.
You just walked into the wrong house? Oh, this is amazing.
Wow, this is so weird. Where are my shoes?
I don't know, do you want to crash here, though? Like, there's a bed right here.
Hey, shout out to the guy for being a good Samaritan and just letting the guy crash, you know. Look, a lot of the times when white dudes get drunk, they do a lot of crazy stuff. And I'm sure black people do the same thing, right? Women, when you guys get drunk, yeah, it looks crazy to a lot of men. However, for me, when you put the videos together, both of them side by side, you see a lot of similarities, right? Both of them are slurring the words, right? Both of them are disorientated, and both of them don't know what they're doing. Yeah, we have to bring that to the forefront too and consider that before we jump into saying something is racist or not. First of all, we took racism out. You can see it's both two white guys And clearly the guy was so drunk that he lost his way to his dorm room and fell asleep on the first bed that he could find. So now let's rewrap that and bring it back to this video, right? What if this guy was so disorientated that he decided to walk into a random space, maybe he thought it was his dorm room, and start peeing on what he may think was the toilet. Meanwhile, he's actually peeing in the wrong space at the wrong time around the wrong person, right? So all these things get connected and then they can be perceived as something that they are not. But maybe there's more to the story, right? Maybe the guy said something off screen, something that we didn't hear, something that maybe was said between the two of them, something racist. But it's not clear to the public. At first glance, this is the video that we see, and this is what people are coming to the conclusion of, that this is automatically racist. I mean, it could be that, or maybe it could just be a drunk guy making the biggest mistake of his life, like they usually do. I mean, the guy even came out and said an apology.
I just want to apologize to him and in general for my behavior, which I know what I did was wrong, and I just want to apologize now. Sorry, guys.
Maybe he was forced to, but he ultimately came out and said it. It looks like he said it a day right after, or maybe it might have been in the same day or the morning of. But he at least had the decencies to apologize, right? But in the court of public opinion, your name will be tarnished. That's just the society that we live in. So as a group of people, we have to practice critical thinking, you know? Because if we don't practice critical thinking, we automatically sentence someone without giving them the benefit of the doubt or a chance to explain themselves. Case in point, these two college football players falsely being accused by the girl in the middle. We're basically saying that they're guilty and they have to prove their innocence. And where does that leave us as people? So yeah, when in situations like this, really got to think about things and just put them in perspective. But when in situations like this,
a shooter, a mass shooter. Hey, look at it here, a young boy.
this is 18-year-old Peyton Gendron. He walked into a top supermarket and killed 10 people. Most of them of which were over the age of 50, and all of the victims were black. And he even went as far as to apologize to a white clerk before accidentally shooting him. This is pure racism and evil at its highest degree. The man even went as far as to write a manifesto as to why he did it and how he went about to get it done. Look, racism is racism and it comes in all forms, shapes and sizes. But we have to be sure that it's racism in the first place before we go and make a judgment. But with regard to this guy, we gotta ask ourselves, is this really racism? Or our own bias against a specific race? Like and subscribe, and tell us, what is your perspective?